Hello, my name is Owen Griffith, and I'm so grateful you're here with us today. Today we are starting the exciting new course, Gratitude, a Way of Teaching. Let me give you a little background about myself. I'm an educator, I'm an author, a blogger, and most importantly, I practice gratitude. I practice it in my personal life, and I practiced it in the classroom, and I still practice it every day. And when I do practice it, I find tremendous benefits. And that's what this program is all about. We want you to be able to get some simple, practical tools that are going to help you practice gratitude personally and then give it out to your students. So I'm glad you're here. You're also networking with a core group of educators. There's already a critical mass of educators out there today, and they are practicing gratitude. They are interjecting hope into the educational system. We are really at a crossroads in the educational system here, a critical time. When there are so many pressures on teachers, there is that really troubling statistic that about half teachers leave the classroom in the first 3 to 5 years. And this class is one of the things that we really want teachers to feel that hope, to feel that there are tools like gratitude that you can practice in your classroom, you can practice personally, and it can raise a culture in the climate of your classroom. It can really make it a joy to teach again. You can capture that passion that brought you into the classroom again. And you can spread it out. Attitudes are contagious. And so, personally, when I started practicing gratitude in the classroom, the other teachers saw it. They asked me how I was doing it. We started meeting once a week before school. And if teachers are willing to give up their precious time before school, there's something going on there. We all started practicing gratitude as a school. Someone told me to write a blog, and it turned into this book. This book is going to be our guide, Gratitude, a Way of Teaching. I wrote this a couple years ago. It was a bestseller, and it really has helped a lot of teachers. It's a great resource, and it guides them into practical ways to practice gratitude personally and then with their students. So in our first session here, we're going to go into the roots of gratitude, which comes from the area of positive psychology, fascinating stuff. And then we're going to give you some of the latest research, because we don't want gratitude to just be anecdotal, right? We don't want it to just be something that I practiced or you hear somebody else practices or you think just people who are really happy can do. Gratitude is something anyone can practice personally and professionally. I've had people give it in the business world, doctors. I know anybody can practice gratitude. So it's a really powerful tool. Now, if you don't have the book yet, Gratitude, a Way of Teaching, check out our resource page for a 20% discount. You can also get it on Amazon. It's available as an ebook, and you can always ask your local library if they have it, and if not, to order it, because we want you to be able to go through and to read the introduction in the first chapter so that you can keep up with us. There'll also be some discussion questions we'll have at the end here. So let me dive into positive psychology. It's very interesting. There's a professor, Dr. Martin Seligman. About 50 years ago, he studied learned helplessness. And as he was focusing on that, he realized that psychology is not focusing on the positive parts of life. Things like happiness, optimism, generosity, forgiveness, and gratitude. So in 1990, Dr. Seligman wrote a book called Learned Optimism, which is quite dramatic to go from learned helplessness all the way over to learned optimism. He started practicing activities because not only do we want to see, some people just seem to be happier, seem to be more forgiving, seem to be more grateful. What are the activities that anyone can use to help increase those positive things in their life? And they found something very interesting. Only about 50% of our attitude and our happiness and gratitude, everything comes from our genetics, right? And then a small part, 10%, comes from our circumstances. I fall into that thinking, right? If I only won the lottery, or if I only had this person in my life, or maybe this person out of my life, everything would be okay, right? But that's only 10%. 40% is our attitude, and it is those activities we can do on a daily basis to increase our gratitude, which then has a cascading effect. It increases our happiness, our resilience, our optimism. There's 3 levels they found gratitude really helps. It helps physically. People's immune systems are better. They don't get sick as much. They end up working out more. Psychologically, they experience less depression. They have more optimism. And then socially, gratitude is a pro-social activity, and it's much more than a pleasant feeling. It is an action. It's a way of reframing what we see in the world. It's a way of looking at things and seeing those problems and challenges personally and in the classroom. So back to Dr. Seligman. He actually found that out of all those areas he looked at in positive psychology, gratitude was the one where two activities he had done. The gratitude journal, or what he called the What Went Well exercise, where every day as someone laid down to go to sleep, they spent about 15 minutes thinking about what went well that day and going deeper. Why did it go well? And they found just after 2 weeks, people started feeling the benefits. He also did the gratitude letter, where people would write a letter to someone they were grateful for and deliver it. He found both benefits for the giver and the receiver. And these benefits went 6 months down the road, which was fantastic and very dramatic. So upon this work, some other researchers applied it in the classroom. Dr. Jeffrey Froh, Dr. Giacomo Bono, they started doing rigorous research where they would have a control group, one group of students who did a gratitude journal, one who didn't, did a gratitude letter, and found very dramatic results. Those students who practiced the gratitude activity, they had less discipline problems. They reported liking school better, especially for those teenagers. Sometimes it's hard to get them to like school or encourage that. That was dramatic. And there was another one, academic. It makes sense that if I'm grateful for being at school, then I'm going to do better academically. So anything we see that helps students perform academically better has to be something to study. So they've done rigorous research. They've seen how it works. So what I'm going to ask you to do this week is to choose a gratitude activity. If you're already doing one, that's great. Try a different one. Because I know personally, I had to practice gratitude and be a grateful person before I could then give that to my students. We can't be hypocritical about this and say, you all be grateful, but we'll just stay the same. And what I found is when personally we as educators are able to share that with students, they can't help but get excited about it. So I'm going to post some great activities from gratefulness.org, who's hosting this class. And they have some wonderful ways to practice gratitude. There's also some good resources on the Greater Good Science Center website. There's a quiz, there's activities to do. But between these two, you'll have plenty of resources. So out of the 4 things, you can either create a gratitude list. You can say, I'm grateful for, and then why. You can take that gratitude quiz. You can actually write a gratitude letter to someone, do an e-card, or actually do a gratitude journal. So those are the 4 activities to do this week. Try to practice them every day. Be patient, persistence. This is something that won't happen overnight, but it will increase. It will help you. It will help you classroom if you just have some patience and persistence with it. So read the introduction and the first chapter. I'm so excited. The next session is on challenging the culture of complaining, and also how gratitude can displace materialism and entitlement. If you have any questions, any concerns, or any victories to tell us about, please post that in the comments section here. I will moderate that and monitor it, and I look forward to journeying with you in this gratitude course. If you have any colleagues or friends who might be interested, it's not too late for them to join up too. Thank you.